Man, Betty, you're a genius.
What's going on, y'all? This your boy Papa Yoguito coming out with my first recorded podcast, Palacio, which is Spanish for palace. So I'd like to, without further ado, go ahead and introduce my very first guest. It wouldn't be right if I didn't have her as the first one speaking on this. Hopefully this podcast does take off. Her name is Riskii, full owner of Riskii's Candy Cream, skincare on period. Hello, sis. I became a glow bro myself. I bought products not only for myself, but for my wife, for my brother, because our skin is very important to us. So, Black owned, Black loved. If anybody know about taking care of skin, it's always going to be a Black woman. Believe a Black woman, support Black women, and I support Black businesses. She's always open. She also has her own podcast, Riskii After Dark. That's where the inspiration came from in the first place when I popped on there talking shit the first time. I had a blast and I figured out that my voice might be a little powerful. She is also a full-time mother of 3. She's always been a mother as long as I've known her. It's amazing. I can't wait till we get into this to see how the fuck she does it. And she is also, last but not least, or it could be least, depending on what her priorities are, ghostwriter MC of Facebook. And we'll get into that. So how you doing, Riskii? Thank you for stopping by.
I'm doing good. That was a hell of an introduction.
Oh man, I was nervous as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's all off the dome right there. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little sticky note, just with bullet points, right? But it's all coming fresh off the dome. Actually, it didn't come out the way I rehearsed it at all, so I appreciate it. But this is all about you.
It's more authentic that way.
I appreciate it. I try to be as candid as possible, but enough about me. Let's talk more about your business. Go ahead. I see you got the perfect little setup there. I'm gonna look away from the camera just to take a gander. All right, girl.
Yeah.
You better stop. Look at you. You got the whole thing up. Talk about it.
The branding. This is a banner that you would use basically at a pop-up shop, and it has all your information on here. And my cousin actually gifted this to me, so this was a business gift from one of my cousins. And it's it makes you feel good when people see that you're taking your business serious and they want to help you expand your business and give you a more professional look. This definitely expanded my professional look.
Outstanding. I love to hear it. I have a little bit of a Twitch channel myself, and when I started about 3-4 years ago, one of my younger viewers actually made like a banner on my YouTube channel. If you were to go to my YouTube, you'll see my little banner, everything with 2 of the video game players that I play with. But they just did that out of nowhere. I didn't have to ask, so I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah.
Take the time, like everything. Yeah.
We're old, and so
yeah, we are.
New stuff. This isn't like really new, but I wasn't thinking about this. I didn't even think of this as an opportunity to expand. And my cousin just inboxed me. She was like, "Hey, I want to do something for you. I know a girl," and it went from there. So I love getting business gifts.
Well, let's expand on that. See, it's almost like you're reading my mind right now. Let's expand on that. So, what just sparked you? Because I looked at you as a Facebook troll / comedian for a while when I first met you. We'll get into that later. But what turned on? What made you say, you know what, I want to sell skincare products?
Okay, so in 2017, I had a lingerie party for my 27th, and it was supposed to be the launch of Riskii After Dark.
I remember that.
So that happened, and at the lingerie party, one of my favorites was shea butter. I just found something on YouTube, and I whipped it up for my friends. Okay. And they kept coming back saying, "Can you make us some more? Can you make us some more?" And I'm like, "Yo, you can literally do this on your own. Get on YouTube." But some people would just rather pay for the convenience. Everybody isn't into crafts, and I'm a very crafty woman.
I'm everybody, by the way.
Throughout the rest of the year, I would make up batches and I would sell them to my friends. Back then, I was doing it very cheap because I wasn't really marketing. It was just, they would say, "Hey, I want some more shea butter." I would whip it up and sell it to them.
Laying a foundation. That's all you're doing.
So I had some stuff go bad for me in 2017, and I stopped doing the show. and I started focusing on my personal life. And I got a job. The worst job I've ever had was at a call center. And I was trying to figure out what to do with my show. And I remember praying, like, just show me what to do. And the conversation about shea butter actually came up with a coworker. And I guess I showed some passion in behind it, because he said, you should really take this serious. And from that day forward, I started taking it serious. I should have done more research before jumping into it. But then I started looking up other products. So the first was the shea butter. That's my baby. Shea butter is always going to be my baby.
Okay. And yeah, I love shea butter.
Yeah, then came a salt scrub, and then came a feminine wash, and then came labels, and then came different varieties of the shea butter. So that's really how it got started. I was kind of confused on what I wanted to do with Riskii After Dark, and after landing that job, getting myself together personally, that creative side of me started to yearn for me to use it. Okay. And because the show was on pause, this happened. So it's funny, when you pray for stuff, you don't know how it's going to be answered. I was asking what to do with my show, how to move forward, and this kind of came into me. And learning business in this has taught me now, so I'll be able to bring my show back with a lot more business knowledge.
Having a talent doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be the end state. Like, Rihanna's an amazing singer, an amazing artist, but she really wants to do, I believe it's Fenty, right? That's her makeup line? Right. That's what she really wants to do. Yeah, so I can't wait till you're sitting at the table across from Rihanna scoffing at her, you know, because when you get that high, you don't beef with anybody, you scoff. So it's like, it's one of those things, but it could happen. You never know. Maybe you guys can, you know, get a joint venture going on in the future. And then, hey, I'm one of the first to interview you. Remember that? So with that, with saying that though, like, yeah, I think it's really important. I really loved how you harped on the fact that you wished you would have actually, you know, studied more before jumping into it. But sometimes, man, scared money don't make none, right? You just got to jump right into it, see it, because it's a learning process as you go, right? I mean, that's how I see it.
Yeah. So when in the midst of me bringing back the business, I went back to school. Okay. A part of me not researching was me not wanting it to start feeling like too much work, because I know myself. So I wanted it to remain fun. So I just kept jumping out there. Like, one of the first big mistakes I made was buying a web domain, a website.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know anything about coding outside of what I did for MySpace, and that wasn't a lie. You remember the MySpace days. All you did was copy and paste something. You changed your background, and all of it was Guardian tech.
And yep.
I should have started off on the platform that I'm actually using now, which is Etsy, and it's great for people who make handmade products. Okay. Because there are a lot of people who prefer to buy handmade products, and they go to Etsy to look for it. I should have started there before getting a website domain, but again, that's one of my early mistakes that I made.
Websites are kind of obsolete nowadays when you can be, you know, I don't know if everybody wants to do it, but when you can be supported by stuff like Facebook and Instagram to run your businesses now, because that's what everybody's using. And, you know, you want to appeal to not only the mature crowd, but also the younger crowd, so they can be educated on your skincare products. So I can see what you mean when it comes. I thought about it, and then I looked at it, and I was like, man, I'm too lazy to do all this shit. I'll probably have to outsource for this, you know?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if and when I do get a website built back up, because I do want my own separate website, I still will be able to sell my products on Instagram and Facebook. They'll all be separate. But you are correct. You do want a lot of different avenues for it. And I still have my Etsy shop. It'll just be limited supply. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Like, you're speaking new things into me. I'm about to be doing some research after I take a look at the vibe. So, I mean, what's the end state for this? What is your ultimate goal? Is it skincare products, or what do you look to get out of this in the long run?
So I've expanded now into a full-blown line. Like, I have a toner now, I didn't know anything about toners and serums. Even when I made my toner and serum, I still didn't fully understand how they work together, because again, I didn't want to do the research because I didn't want it to feel like work. But actually, now that I do research, it's actually fulfilling. That's odd, because it's more work, but I feel better because I'm more knowledgeable when I'm talking to my customers about it.
You're just getting it out the way.
Right, just do it because you're gonna have to.
Mhm.
You know, if you're gonna, because I intend on you asking about the end state. I want Riskii's candy cream to be a product on Target shelf. When I
You want to be scoffing across the way from Rihanna at the dinner table, right? Fenty, how?
Right. We will be competitors because she has a skincare line too, so we will be competitors. But still,
I got a question with that after you're done. I got a question. I'm gonna keep it in my head. That's more for me. But go ahead.
So Target, they are very supportive of small Black-owned businesses. When I first started,
I never knew that.
Yeah, when I first started school, I can't remember what the class was called, but there's like these inspirational stories that you have to watch every week on video. And one of the first one actually was the Black-owned hair care line, and she said Target reached out to her and they wanted her products on their shelves. And I just don't hear about like Walmart doing something like that. And so when I saw that, I kept Target in the back of my head. And then when I saw how they responded to the riots, was it in Milwaukee? When I saw how they responded to the riots,
Yeah,
and that they actually understood why we were angry, I was like, oh, I'm going with Target all day. That's where I want to be.
Interesting. I want to talk about the churn, the chitterlings. So you're a mother of 3. You recently had, how long ago did you have your youngest son? Big boy?
He is a few days shy of 9 months.
Ooh. Think he grown now. So just tell me about it. I understand that your oldest son and your daughter, they share a birthday with each other. So let's just expand on that. I know a lot of people already know that, but there's going to be some other people looking at this. I want you to, how crazy is that? And how is that?
It's very crazy. And it's actually funny because I keep having kids and they're all like at very different stages of their lives. I don't have doorsteps. So right now I have an infant and then I have a kid who's starting pre-K. So she's getting into the more serious side of school. And then I have a preteen who's smelling himself literally. So I have all of these different personalities and then I have me. And sometimes I don't even feel like I have a second to myself. And
I can imagine.
I cannot tell you. I can't tell you how I'm doing it. I'm just doing.
As being and this was a very small time I was doing it. I was a single father at one point of my life when I was in the military, and I wasn't prepared. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was not prepared. 2 girls too?
Yeah.
You know, I could hardly put a ponytail in their head. The best thing I could do was brush their hair straight.
Yeah.
You know, after a bath or something like that. But I can only imagine, and the fact that you got all that going on, and you're still able to stay, you're more than staying above, float. You would think, is she struggling? But she don't show the power of a Black woman right there. So I'm gonna keep harping on that. What's that?
I think that's the power of the Black woman though. Like we have to deal with so damn much.
You got to deal with more. There's more on your back than any other race of woman out there right now. And it's not saying that women in general, because women in general have been getting shit on for ages. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't, lack of a better words, but like they've been getting shit on for ages, but especially the Black woman.
Yeah, because when the women's rights movement started, they weren't including Black women in that. That wasn't our fight. No. That fight wasn't for us. They didn't give a damn about us. So it's
and they still don't. They still don't.
They still don't. And some people have bought into that. I don't want the Me Too movement. It was started by a Black woman and it was hijacked by white women.
Yeah.
So it's just like you have to be very careful with that, because not even trying to make blanket statements, but a lot of the movements have nothing to do with Black people and especially Black women. They just don't.
I agree. It's all a trend. And when the trend is over, that's when the passion's over. Fake passion.
Exactly.
Okay. Now more on protecting Black women and Black women not having, not having the rights or not having the opportunities, the same opportunities. The Tory Lanez Meg Thee Stallion incident. Now here's the thing. I don't give a fuck I don't give a fuck whether Tory did it or not. Here's the one takeaway I took from it. it's the way everybody reacted to a black woman getting shot versus even the police at that time versus if a white woman would have got shot in her foot. We know what the difference has been, right? What do you think? What do you think on that? Because
I think, again, how do I want to word this? I think that goes into the black experience. Because if Tory Lanez had shot a white woman, of course he would have been arrested immediately, but there would have been
he would have been killed.
You don't expect white.
He would have been shot back.
Right. You don't expect white women to be out here getting shot, basically. But then when it happens to a black woman, oh, that's just everyday thing. Like, niggas get shot every day, B. You know what I mean? Like, that's just some everyday shit. And then it was like, where did all these Tory Lanez fans come from?
I mean, the nigga was cool. You know what I mean? Like, he had a banger of an album and everything like that. But I think everybody's missing the whole point. And then you nailed it right there. The nail in the coffin right there. Like, hey, they would have damn near killed that nigga if it was a white woman that got shot. But now we joking about it, or hey, she raps about it. But we all seem to forget, because if you a true lover of rap, hip hop, trap, whatever the fuck you want to be a fan of, you know it's nothing more but a mere expression. Most of the time, these people have these lyrics written for them to express what's going on, because these niggas ain't living. These artists are not living those type of lives when they get to a certain threshold in their career.
Right.
So it's just, that's what bothers me the most about it. Protect black women, love black women, believe black women.
Believe black women, yes.
Unless they scandalous. I'm just kidding.
I mean, black women lie too, but you know.
But there's a certain energy. There's a certain energy. Like we might have, So, but we're saying that. Let's get to some other stuff. We still on the children and everything. So, out of all three of your children, which one resembles you the most?
All of my children look like I spit them out. You know I'm gonna say that.
Not even just by look. I'm talking about by their actions also, because you can resemble people more than just by.
I would say no, my oldest, because when I was in middle school, I became very reserved and I was always to myself and I was in my room. I always have said Nook is just like me, but he's the complete opposite of me. He has my smart mouth. He's very intelligent, but he's also, as a child, he's very confident. When I was a child, my confidence was knocked out of me. And that's something I never wanted to do with my kids. So what some people will see is him talking back. I taught him to have his own mind. I can't be mad at him for using it. Mm-hmm. So it's a struggle with me every day as a parent, coming from what I was conditioned in to trying to do something new, where we as millennials are trying to break those generational curses. And a lot of times I fall back into what I was conditioned to, which is just to yell. But my son is so headstrong, and that's one thing I'm so proud of him. Mm-hmm. I'm so proud of when it comes to him. He's very headstrong. Mm-hmm. He's very open-minded. He's going to speak his mind, and I love that he can come to me. Sometimes he says some ignorant stuff, and I have to redirect him.
Yeah. Guide him. Guidance. We are.
Yeah. So in raising him, I get to see how men my age, how they became who they are. Obviously, your mother didn't redirect you. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? So he's just like me, but he's different. I hate animals. Animals love him, especially dogs. Yeah. Especially dogs. Babies love him. They always want to go to him.
And it probably annoys the shit out of him too sometimes.
No, now, but when he was younger, he loved it. He liked babies until they can walk. And now
that sounds like
into himself. He doesn't baby his baby brother like he did his sister, because he's older now. He doesn't. That's just not a part of who he is right now.
I'm tired. He said, I'm tired. Right. It's your turn.
Right. He's figuring out who he is right now, but then he still loves on him, and you can tell he still has the Nook that I knew. I don't know who this monster is right now, but I used to know. He's still in there somewhere with him. It's just we're going through a phase right now. But out of all of my kids, I would say it's him, because Pep has a lot more personality than I had. She doesn't care where she is. You're going to see her and you're going to know she's there.
I can see that. I can see that in the pictures. And your explanations behind the pictures. Yeah, that solidifies it. That's awesome. My youngest daughter, I compare her to your son, and like I don't know what monster's being created from that, but she don't play. She says literally what's on her mind, and she doesn't care how deep she cuts. So I'm trying to get her to show, wear her heart on her sleeve a little more, huh?
She's a Cancer, right? The youngest.
Yeah, July 18th.
Yeah, Cancers. We're bad with that. When our feelings are hurt.
Oh yeah.
She'll grow out of it, but you're gonna deal with that for a while.
Oh man, they nicknamed her Debo, and I'm like, y'all quit doing that because that probably was part of pissing her off. You know what I mean? But she'd be the type that wouldn't mind that nickname. My daughters are weird. Like my oldest, she's cool. She's chill. She's just like me. She's a gamer. She's let me drink some water. I'm sorry. Woo. Man, just talking, man. And you take for granted what it does for you. It does to you and everything. But now my oldest daughter's good, and my son, I don't even know, man. He's sensitive like me, but yeah. You said what?
He's still a baby. He gets to be sensitive.
Oh yeah, he all right. He'll be all right. So one more thing about the kids. Always for the kids. Where did the nicknames come from? What's the inspiration behind all of them? And I don't know what your youngest is, a Stankabutt or something like that, or?
He's Stankabutt to me, but his dad came up with the nickname Chunk. My mom actually Nunk's nickname is Nunkanunk.
Nunkamunk?
It's the whole, yeah, and then we call him Nunk for short. That's always been his name.
Okay.
Since I've realized now as he's getting older, I call him by his name. Mm-hmm. But my daughter's name came from, I was going to name her Pepper because I was just convinced she was going to be a dark-skinned little baby. As you can see, that was not going to work out. Naming her after my cousin who passed away about 2 or 3 weeks before she was born. But that's where Pep comes from. And we don't even call her that in real life because she'll correct you. She'll tell you what her name is if you call her that. So that's just yeah, because I don't put my kids' names on Facebook. People have their kids and they put the first, middle, last, all that. I don't do that. I'm ashamed of myself for it too, but you know what I mean? Thank you, Riskii. I appreciate it. That's your thing. I just don't do that. I can't do that. I don't know why. I just don't.
I got a quick scary story to tell you. So like my oldest daughter, she was doing some little filter on Snapchat. And it was like what her name is and what her name should have been. Can you guess what the name they gave her? Take a wild guess. You don't know. You're not going to take a guess. All right, whatever. So it was Mateo.
Really?
I got a screenshot. I'm going to post it. I'm going to edit it onto here so everybody can see it. And then I'm going to send it to you so you can see it later afterwards. I'm not playing. So this is where when you say stuff like that, I think that's an important message. It's like, watch what information you put on social media with the nicknames. I'm just always, So
everybody always asks me where the nicknames came from.
I'm sure they do. So now I did call you the Ghostwriter MC of Facebook. Do you have a good idea of what I mean by that?
I think I do. Well, why don't you tell me?
All right. So there's a lot of instances where you posted like certain questions or scenarios, however you say it, of, certain and we would think like, what the fuck is she going through right now? Like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? Just based off of what you were actually putting, then you would have to tell everybody, hey, this is not me. This is somebody who wanted me. So how was that? And how does that go? And we talked briefly about this before offline about the venting and everything. We'll get to that, but that's what I mean. You're the ghostwriter. You're the one it's because I believe personally your voice is that powerful, and this people don't.
It is.
And what do you think they gain from that though? The person, let's just say the individual person or maybe even everybody, like collectively, what do you think they gain from having you express that for them?
First of all, it takes away the attack. Most of my friends are not going to come on my post and attack me if I say something like that, right? So it takes the bite out of the comments. And if I say this is from my inbox, then they might think that it's somebody I know. So they're still going to like be careful about how they word what they have to say. Mm-hmm. Also, I think most people like to look at somebody who they think has it together or has the answer. They probably already know the answer to what they're asking. But if they hear it from somebody that they admire, then it resonates more. So I can tell them, and then I can say, well, I'll go post it so you can see, from a guy's point of view, or you can see different opinions. And then it just solidifies what they already know. And I think other people just want to make conversation.
Exactly. I think that's what it's you're setting it for a bigger stage, because based on what everybody's saying in the comments, it can really be a deciding factor in how they approach that situation in real life. So I think it's very important. It's a lot of responsibility to take on that type of energy. I understand it could probably drain you. I can only imagine it drains you. It does
draining, because you get tired of opening your messenger and here's the same person or here's another person, and it's like, bro, hey, I'm fine. You're not asking, you don't ask how I'm doing. And what people don't understand is when I post certain things and I'm giving advice, most of the time I'm talking to myself. Yeah. But I like to put it out there on Facebook because, one, I don't know who needs to see it and who it'll resonate with. And plus, once it's on Facebook like that, I feel like then it's a part of me, if that makes sense. I have to things. I have to put things down on paper or put them on Facebook and actually interact with it for it to become a part of me as an individual. And that's how you change your behavior. That's how you change your habits, when you change who you are as an individual. So if I'm going through a rough patch and I remember, hey, every day's not going to be a good day. Nobody promises that. I'll go and post it on Facebook. Somebody may need to see this.
Exactly.
And then I'll remember that I help somebody, and it'll become, once again, it becomes a part of me. So I like posting stuff like that, but then also it's like, I am not, I'm like the mother of Facebook. Like, I have so many daughters, it's ridiculous. Like, sometimes mama need a break. Okay?
DJ Mamacita.
Mama go through stuff too, so it gets annoying sometimes, and sometimes I just won't even open the inbox. But most of the time, I like helping people. I like giving advice, and if I don't know, I just tell them I don't know. I don't know what I would do in this situation. I think a lot of people lose that when they're the ones giving advice. You have to remember, people are human. I can tell you all day that this relationship isn't good for you. But if I turn around back on me, how many relationships weren't good for me that it took me a million years to leave? You know what I mean? So I can't get frustrated with you because you're not listening. Also, you're probably talking to me because the people in your circle are tired of hearing it and you're tired of being judged. And I can give it to you straight and not judge you because we done all been through some shit.
And then we went ahead and turned around and created a podcast, because maybe the podcast is a good way for you to express those ideals. And seems like you've been dealing with this for a while. Let's go ahead and get into the podcast. We're, saying this is a great segue into it. Riskii After Dark. I remember I came on there. Do you have those VODs still?
They're still up on the internet. Yes, I can download them actually.
Okay, we'll I'll talk to you offline about that, because I got a little bit of an idea regarding that. But so what just, okay, there's another light switch. We talked about your main business, your main boo right now. But let's talk about what used to be the main, but now it's the side boo-boo, Riskii After Dark. Or is that the main boo-boo still?
No, it's the side right now.
Okay.
I'm really confident in what I got going on with my skincare line. With Riskii After Dark, it's like, even though skincare is saturated, everybody got a podcast, and it's like, how can I keep people interested every week? And I get a little insecure when I think about it. So that's why I keep putting it out. That's the only thing. And everybody's like, when is the show coming back? When is the show coming back? And I'll put myself in one of those spaces where it's like, oh, I need a camera or I need a light, when I literally could just get on live and do it, because I know I can. I'll stand on live for hours before and entertain hundreds of people, and they just sat there with me and talked to me. So I know I can. It's just being consistent and being confident that my show can take off.
Come on, get it together, girl. Get it together. Hey, Riskii After Dark. Go ahead and follow everybody. I'm telling you, when she gets locked in tight, I'm telling you, it's a great experience. I had fun jumping on there, being ignorant. I kind of want to go check out and see what I was fucking saying, because I was saying some wild shit. I've calmed down a lot. I used to say some wild ass shit on Facebook. But I think that was mainly that's all. By the end of the day, it's funny because we all know that's insecurity just being out for it, you know. And then now when you ain't out here, because you know when you ain't out here on Facebook 24/7, not fucking talking about anything, you know what I'm saying, but literally outpouring what's going on with you. You just don't realize that it's so obvious. So, you know, calm down a lot. But so also I like to tell everybody, check on Riskii. Ask if she's okay.
It's like, because it'll be the most random person. Like I had a guy friend today. I met him on Facebook actually, and he's a Cancer too. And he was like, he said, "You was on my mind the other day. How are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, actually," you know, like just random little messages like that. I only get annoyed when it's a repeat offender in my inbox, and then stop to ask, "Are you okay?" That's why when I post, you know, my anxiety motherfuckers, you know, how y'all doing today? I love when they say, "I'm doing good. How you doing, girl? How has your day been?" Because most of the time when I post that, I'm in a good space. So if somebody comes through and they're not in a good space, I'm okay. You know, I'm not going to post that if I'm in a bad space with my anxiety, because I'm not going to want to deal or give advice to anybody else who is in a bad space. So when I post that, I'm doing really good and I'm okay for people to come and comment and we have a conversation about whatever they have going on.
Sometimes you ain't having it though. And sometimes everybody wants you to be, you know, everybody wants to come in and be the jokey, funny one, want to be funnier than you. You know what I mean? Like that's, and I want to get, this will be the last one we get into, but I think this is one of the reasons why I was hugely attracted to you is there's nothing more dangerous than a funny woman, let alone a funny Black woman. When was the first day or that you remember that I'm funny, or who let you know that you were funny, and how did it take off? It's just how you've always been, and you just...
I've always been like that one saying shit she should not say. Like in high school, that's how I got through middle school and high school, because it was really rough at home for me. Really, really rough at home. So going to school and just showing out, and I'm glad I chose that route than to go into school and be angry all the time and be getting kicked out of class and shit. Like I did shit I wasn't supposed to do. I skipped school. I didn't turn in shit, but that's how I dealt with what was going on at home. And I used to be kind of cruel too. And then my friends would tell me all the time, "You like embarrassing your friends." They would say, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm just having fun." But then as I grew older, I realized I was taking what was happening to me at home and I was taking it outside into the world. And so as I became a better person, my comedy shifted. So on Facebook, at first I started out as a huge attention whore, first of all. And
that's how most people who are famous or gets notoriety, that comes with it. That comes with it.
Yeah, you talking about troll. I was a troll before troll was a word.
That's how we met.
So yeah, and then I just got on Facebook and said what I wanted to say. I said what everybody was thinking, and I know how to get up there and talk about something serious and add levity to it to put people at ease to want to talk about it as well. People don't really like when I get serious on there, especially when I start talking about your men. Then I bash men. It never fails. And you know how I am. I go up for Black men on Facebook. I'm not going to let nobody come for y'all. But when I try to talk about something that's serious, something y'all need to work on, I'm bashing men. All of a sudden, I'm bashing men.
Protect our Black women. Love our Black women. Believe our Black women.
I don't respond to it anymore. Before, it used to get me so mad. Like, I would go to cussing them out. But then now I'm just like, I'm not even going to.
Because that's what they want by the end of the day. And then they go back to hating themselves and their own color. You know, and I don't want to expound too much on that because I want to love our Black men. Because, you know, there was a saying that Chris Rock said, and I might be paraphrasing, but I think this is exactly what he said, is women, children, and dogs are loved, but men are only loved under the condition that they're providing something. And
I believe that. I don't know why women like to discredit that notion. We joke on social media all day about not fucking with broke boys and not fucking with a nigga that can't do nothing for us. And I believe in that notion too. Hell, get with somebody that can help you. But I don't believe that you should get with somebody because you can't take care of yourself. That's where the lines get blurred. As I was talking to my friend the other day, I'm saying, if you come into a woman's life and you see a certain aesthetic and you see that she can keep that up herself, then you should be more than willing to help her do that. Because obviously she don't need you to do it. You know, do you get what I'm saying?
I had a woman tell me that a while ago. Like, I don't need you for anything. I don't need you for anything else. I have my own house, I have my own car. My job is banging. But there's something that you can offer me that I want from you selfishly, and that's you. That's it. I don't need you to do anything else for me. So don't come in here thinking you have to be the big man. Just relax. And maybe in one case, let me take care of you. And I've always, and ever since then, this is why I love being a stay-at-home dad. I give my wife can take the pants. You know what I mean? Pants, I don't like pants anyway. I wear shorts all the time. You know what I mean? Like, she can take it. She can go. She out there doing her damn thing. Yeah, Mateo, our son. Yeah, I just use his government name. Fuck, man. You got to be thinking about it now. My son, you know, that's his sole motivation. You know, and I ask you already knowing what your motivation is for all of this. It's for them children. You know?
Right.
So, you know, by the end of the day, you're laying the foundation. You're setting the standard, because we are only but a reflection of how we were raised. But it was our generation, me and your generation, that had to actually, we had to break that notion, because, like, yeah, we are a reflection of it, but that doesn't mean we have to become that person.
Right.
And so, breaking generational curses, I would like to end it here and say thank you for not, you know, just going with the flow and going and doing it your way and becoming a stronger, better person for it. And I can see it through all three of your children already, that they're not going to have any problems in life because they got somebody leading the way. We're supposed to be their guides and mentors, but it's okay to also be, you know, our kid's best friend. My mother always told me she could never be my friend. And I think that was the worst thing that could have ever been told to me, because all my kids are my best friends.
Yeah, my broke ass best friends, they all are.
You know? Oh, stankin' asses. But the floor is yours. The floor is yours. Is there, shout out your company again. Anybody you want to shout out to, anybody that's going to watch this video, just go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yes, so go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's Riskie's Candy Cream LLC. This is how you spell it. Go ahead and follow me. I am crowdfunding right now. My link is in my bio on Instagram, and I also posted it on Facebook. I am raising funds to stay ahead of my demand so that I can be on top of my business expenses. And go ahead and support Black business. Share my products. Go ahead and get you some shea butter, because it's about to get cold. Don't get caught. And get that skincare on period.
On period.
Period.
And that's a good way to end it off. Thank you so much, Riskii.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one, and I'll be getting in contact with you shortly, all right?
All right. Good night.
All right, then. Good night. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed episode 1 of Papa's Palacio's podcast. Thank you once again, Riskii, for taking time out of your very late night to chop it up with your boy. Now, I'm going to have my socials pop up, my YouTube and my Facebook. Those are going to be the two main places we're going to post these. I wanted to make something clear about people who are protesting for Black Lives Matter. If you were protesting for Black Lives Matter and you were out there physically and you're there with the right heart and mind, I applaud you and I encourage you to keep pushing. But we all got to fight the fight in our own way. And that's what I'm merely trying to explain. Like I said, this is the first episode. So if there's any feedback anybody can give me, I already looked back and saw some things I could have improved on, but I'm always welcome for constructive criticism. But what you can do also in return is go ahead and sub to my YouTube, follow me on Instagram. You can follow me even on Facebook. I have a page on there as well. Once again, just show the support. We're going to have some interesting people come up. I already got some people in mind. Just got to get in contact with them, you know, get together like butt cheeks and make it happen. So anyway, holla at y'all. Love y'all. And Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Peace.